Hello there Reason people, Pooh Bear here and welcome to my channel, and today we're going to be doing a real high level 101 on modulation. Two key modulation sources would be an LFO or an envelope, and today I'm actually going to be demonstrating with an envelope. There's plenty of videos out there to do an LFO, but the method I'm going to be using, you can actually use any kind of modulation source you wish. Also within the method I'm going to demonstrate, you won't have to worry about inverting CV signals or offsetting them, rescaling them, etc. This is going to be a real nice way of doing things. So what I'm going to actually be using, I've got a Maelstrom here which has got a basic sound, and I'm using the dirt from SKP. This dirt adds noise. We've got a hiss, we've got some hum, and we've got some vinyl crackle. And what I'd like to happen, because as default, this thing's going on all the time, and I only want to hear some of the effect when I'm actually playing a note. So really what I'm looking to do is I want to play a note. I don't want a bit of crackle to come in and to disappear. So that's what we're actually going to do very quickly. Also, the great thing about this method, before I just jump in, is it's really great working on devices that don't have any CV input. It doesn't matter if they do have CV input or not. You can use it on a device that's already got CV input. And it can work against players, obviously against instruments, effects, and other utilities as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight these both, right click, and I'm going to combine them up. So we're now in a combinator. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab myself an envelope, and I'm going to grab Thor. And the main reason I want to grab Thor is because it's backwards compatible. I'm going to hold the shift key down when I create it, and by holding the shift key down when you create any device, it does not do the auto routing, so nothing's hooked up at the back. Because this is a Thor, I'm using it for something totally different, i.e. for an envelope. I'm just going to reset the device so it's nice and blank, and I'm going to switch around to the back of the rack. I'm going to take the CV modulation, it's got here, modulation output, CV1 out, and whoops, I've got to say show programmer on the combinator first. CV1 out to CV in. And also what I'm going to do is select unipolar, because that's the signal I'm going to be using. As we're here at the top already, I'm going to select the dirt from the drop down list, CV1 input. Where am I going to go? Well, I'm as interested in the vinyl amount. And this is a great thing about these ranges within the combinator. As I said, you don't have to worry about doing offsets or scaling or anything else, because you can come here and say, well, actually, I want it from 33% up to a maximum of 75%, and so on and so forth. In fact, I want to go from 0. You can also go the opposite way. So there's 85% down to 25%. That's equivalent of doing like an invert. Again, you don't have to worry about that because you can just change these numbers here, and you don't have to worry about that sort of thing. Let's actually get this hooked up in Thor itself. So we've got a couple of different envelopes, and these envelopes actually do work subtly different. The fact they're saying things like filter envelope or amp envelope, don't worry about that because we're not using the filter. You don't have to bypass these, just like I've done there. You don't have to. You can leave them still there. But they do work slightly different, say from the global envelope, and obviously on the global and the mod envelope, we do have this little loop mode, which means it's going to go through its envelope and then loop back and keep going until you release the key. But I'll quickly show you two different things of how these envelopes actually do work. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually come in and say, what is my source going to be? Well, I'm going to use the filter envelope to start with. Where's my destination? Well, it's CV1 out, and I'm going to push the full amount out. And what I'm going to do with this filter envelope, I'm just going to have myself a bit of decay. So now when I hold a key down, and as you can see, as I'm playing, the vinyl's automatically going up and decaying down. Now the big difference with this particular filter envelope is when I play multiple keys, it's going to re-trigger the envelope. Excellent. Now if I change this, say, over to the global envelope, and I'm going to sort of give it roughly the same sort of settings, so I had quite a nice decay on it. Don't have a loop on it. And again, so now I'm going to play it. Same thing's happening, but as I play my other keys, it's not re-triggering. Unless I totally release my keyboard, so I'm now going to just use one finger, it will re-trigger. But if I'm playing anything polyphonic, it's not going to. Whereas on the filter one, as you can see, it re-triggers every single time. And that basically is the tutorial. It's no more than that. It's really, there's your ranges, what you wish to play around with. You can choose your destination where you wish to go to. If I want to, I can obviously go up to my instrument here, and I've got all these where I can actually go to and use that same envelope on it. Or I could use an LFO out of Thor. Obviously, if you've got Reason 10, you might want to go and look at Europa because you can do multi-stages envelopes. Well, there we go. Real simple 101 modulation. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.